Picture this. Sarah walks into her favorite coffee shop, orders a latte, and spots the familiar coffeeshop_guest network on her phone. She connects without thinking. It's the same network she's used dozens of times before. While waiting for her drink, she opens her banking app to check her account balance. Everything looks normal. She pays for her coffee and leaves. 3 days later, Sarah discovers $2,400 in fraudulent charges on her credit card. What Sarah didn't know: that coffeeshop_guest network wasn't run by the coffee shop. Two hackers at a corner table had set up a fake Wi-Fi hotspot with an identical name, creating what cybersecurity experts call an evil twin network. The moment Sarah connected, every piece of data she transmitted, including her banking credentials, flowed directly through their laptop. Sarah never saw them, never suspected anything. The attack was completely invisible. This isn't some hypothetical nightmare scenario. Security researcher Sami Kamkar proved just how easy this is when he demonstrated the technique at DEF CON hacking conference. In just 20 minutes at a Las Vegas coffee shop, Kamkar's setup captured over 1,200 passwords from unsuspecting customers. 20 minutes, 1,200 victims. The FBI's latest cybercrime report shows Wi-Fi-based identity theft has exploded 400% since 2019. We're talking about thousands of these invisible digital traps operating every single day across shopping malls, airports, hotels, and cafes worldwide. Your local Starbucks, that airport terminal you're sitting in right now, the hotel lobby where you're catching up on emails. Any of these could be hosting the digital equivalent of a pickpocket. The terrifying part? You'll never know it happened until the damage is done. No alarms, no warnings, no suspicious-looking characters lurking in dark alleys. Just ordinary people in ordinary places stealing your digital life one Wi-Fi connection at a time. But how exactly do these invisible digital traps work, and why are they so devastatingly effective? Here's how these digital thieves pull off their invisible heist. The weapon of choice, a device called a Wi-Fi pineapple. Sounds harmless, right? This $100 gadget, about the size of a smartphone, can broadcast dozens of fake networks simultaneously. Cybersecurity firm Wandera discovered something chilling. 25% of public Wi-Fi networks in major cities aren't what they appear to be. 1 in 4 networks is actually a trap. The beauty of the scam lies in its simplicity. Criminals park themselves in busy locations and use their pineapple to automatically clone every legitimate network in range. See Starbucks_Wi-Fi? They've got a fake version broadcasting at twice the signal strength. Your phone connects to the stronger signal, thinking it's the real deal. Once you're connected, every single piece of data you transmit flows through their equipment first. This is called a man-in-the-middle attack, and it's absolutely devastating. They're not just passively listening. They're actively intercepting and analyzing everything in real time. But wait, doesn't encryption protect you? Those little lock icons next to secure websites? The pineapple doesn't care. Specialized software like SSL Strip can downgrade encrypted connections to plain text before you even notice. Your banking session that shows HTTPS in your browser? The criminals are seeing it in plain, readable text on their screen. The Wi-Fi pineapple can harvest credentials from hundreds of users simultaneously. Email passwords, social media logins, credit card numbers. It captures everything and sorts it automatically. Wandera's researchers watched one device collect over 8,000 unique credentials in a single afternoon at a busy airport terminal. The most insidious part: the software can clone the exact login pages of banks and social media sites, creating perfect replicas that steal your credentials the moment you type them in. The technology behind these attacks is surprisingly accessible, but the psychological manipulation that makes them work is even more sophisticated. Your brain is hardwired to trust certain patterns, and scammers exploit every single one of them. When you see a Wi-Fi network called airport_free, hotel_guest, something automatic happens in your mind. These names scream legitimacy. They follow the exact naming conventions you expect from official networks. Generic, institutional, boring. Your subconscious does a split-second credibility check and stamps them as safe. That's not stupidity. That's normal human psychology. Now add urgency to the mix. You're rushing to catch a flight, your phone's dying, and you desperately need to download your boarding pass. Your executive decision-making gets hijacked by stress hormones. That careful security screening you might do at home? Gone. Kaspersky researchers discovered this exact vulnerability when they found 70% of users will connect to any free Wi-Fi network without verification when they're in a hurry. Here's the brutal reality: most people have no technical way to distinguish fake networks from real ones. The The average person sees Marriott_guest broadcasting at full strength and assumes it's legitimate. They can't detect that it's actually running off some hacker's laptop 3 tables away. The interface looks identical, the connection works perfectly, and every visual cue screams authenticity. But the real psychological masterstroke happens after you connect. Criminals don't just intercept your data. They present you with perfect replicas of login pages you trust completely. That Bank of America page asking for your password, pixel-perfect reproduction. The Facebook login screen? Indistinguishable from the real thing. A Norton study revealed people will enter banking passwords and social security numbers on these fake interfaces within 3 minutes of connecting. 3 minutes. That's how long it takes to completely compromise your financial life. Your brain evolved to recognize physical threats, not digital deception. When everything looks normal and functions smoothly, your natural suspicion evaporates. You're not being careless. You're being human in a digital world designed to exploit exactly that humanity. Understanding the psychology is crucial because the financial damage from these seemingly simple scams is absolutely staggering. The numbers behind these Wi-Fi scams will make your blood boil. Criminal organizations aren't running mom-and-pop operations here. They're coordinating massive harvesting rings across entire continents. Europol's takedown of a Romanian operation last year exposed the terrifying scale. Over 100,000 victims across 15 countries, all from coordinated Wi-Fi attacks. 100,000 people. 15 nations? This wasn't some teenager in a basement. This was organized cybercrime operating like a Fortune 500 company. The FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center received over 51,000 reports of Wi-Fi related fraud in 2023 alone. The financial damage? $2.4 billion in confirmed losses. That's just what got reported. Cybersecurity experts estimate the real number is 5 times higher because most victims never realize how they got compromised. Here's what really makes your skin crawl. Stolen banking credentials sell for $50 to $200 each on dark web marketplaces. Your complete identity package, social security number, banking details, credit history, goes for around $500. These criminals are literally putting price tags and selling it like merchandise. The human cost is even more devastating. Identity theft victims lose an average of $1,343 per incident, but the money is just the beginning. Financial recovery takes an average of 14 months. 14 months of phone calls, paperwork, credit disputes, and sleepless nights. Some victims spend years trying to rebuild their financial reputation. Meanwhile, law enforcement agencies are practically helpless. The FBI admits prosecuting these crimes is incredibly difficult because of their technical complexity and international scope. By the time investigators trace the digital breadcrumbs, the criminals have moved operations to different countries and switched to new techniques. You're looking at billion-dollar criminal enterprises operating with near-complete impunity, harvesting thousands of victims daily while authorities struggle to keep up with the technology. With criminals making millions and victims losing billions, you might think you're helpless against these attacks. But there are actually several powerful ways to protect yourself. You're not defenseless against these digital predators. Start with the most powerful weapon in your arsenal, a VPN service that encrypts every single byte of data leaving your device. When cybersecurity expert Brian Krebs recommends ExpressVPN or NordVPN for reliable encryption, he's talking about creating an impenetrable tunnel around your internet traffic. Even if criminals intercept your data on a compromised network, all they'll see is scrambled gibberish. Better yet, skip public Wi-Fi entirely. Your smartphone's cellular hotspot eliminates the risk completely. Those few extra gigabytes of data usage, they cost maybe $10. Compare that to the $1,343 average loss from identity theft, and it's the bargain of the century. Two-factor authentication adds a second layer of protection that stops criminals dead in their tracks. They can steal your password, but they can't steal your phone. Banking apps like Chase and Bank of America now send instant fraud alerts that detect unauthorized access within minutes, not days. Before connecting to any network, verify it's legitimate. Ask the establishment staff for the exact network name, not just the Wi-Fi password, but the specific network identifier. Real businesses can tell you immediately. Criminals operating fake hotspots? They obviously can't. Your smartphone's forget network feature is criminally underused. Every previously connected network becomes an automatic vulnerability because your phone will reconnect without asking. Purge those connection histories regularly, especially after traveling. Enable automatic updates for your banking and social media apps. These updates often include security patches specifically designed to detect and block man-in-the-middle attacks. Your slightly slower phone performance is worth avoiding financial devastation. These protection methods work, but they require you to actually use them. The technology exists to make you nearly invulnerable to Wi-Fi scams. Unfortunately, there's one aspect of Wi-Fi security that even the most security-conscious people completely ignore. You might assume that hotels, airports, and shopping centers, the places hosting these fake networks, would implement basic security to protect their customers. You'd be wrong. Security Scorecard's 2023 audit delivered a shocking reality check. 89% of hotel Wi-Fi networks had critical security vulnerabilities. 89%. We're talking about Marriott, Hilton, Holiday Inn. Massive hospitality chains with billion-dollar cybersecurity budgets running networks that a teenage hacker could compromise. The problem isn't technical incompetence, it's calculated indifference. These businesses face virtually zero legal liability when criminals use their premises to harvest customer data. Your identity gets stolen on hotel Wi-Fi? That's between you and the hackers. The hotel walks away without consequences. Starbucks perfectly illustrates this corporate negligence. After security researchers documented that their public Wi-Fi had been compromised in multiple locations, the company acknowledged the breaches publicly. Their response? They continued operating the exact same vulnerable networks without implementing additional security measures. Customer convenience trumped customer protection. Airports are even worse. These massive transit hubs process millions of travelers carrying sensitive business data, yet most airport Wi-Fi systems use authentication protocols from the 1990s. No identity verification, no network monitoring, no protection against evil twin attacks. Criminals literally set up fake networks 10 feet from legitimate airport hotspots, and security teams never notice. The fundamental issue runs deeper than poor network configuration. These venues prioritize user experience over user security. Complex authentication, network verification, or security warnings would slow down the connection process by maybe 30 seconds. That's apparently too much friction for businesses chasing customer satisfaction scores. Shopping centers, conference venues, even universities operate under this same twisted logic. They'll spend millions on physical security cameras and guards, but won't invest a few $1,000s in network security that could prevent financial devastation for their customers. While we wait for businesses to step up their security game, the responsibility for protection ultimately falls on individual users. The digital world is full of invisible traps, but with the right knowledge and tools, you can navigate it safely. Your Wi-Fi survival strategy comes down to one simple framework, the 3-2-1 rule. Wait 3 seconds before connecting to any public network. Verify with 2 sources. Ask venue staff for the exact network name and check official signage. Always have one backup plan ready, whether that's cellular data or a VPN connection. Never, and this cannot be emphasized enough, access banking, shopping, or any sensitive accounts on public Wi-Fi without a VPN. That quick balance check or fast Amazon purchase could cost you thousands of dollars in fraudulent charges. The few seconds you save aren't worth the months of financial recovery you might face. When you see networks like airport_free or hotel_guest, resist that automatic trust response. Walk to the front desk or information counter and ask, "What's your exact Wi-Fi network name?" Real businesses know immediately. Scammers operating fake hotspots obviously can't answer. Use cellular data for sensitive activities whenever possible, even if it costs extra. Those additional gigabytes might run you $10, but identity theft recovery averages $1,343 in 14 months of paperwork. It's the easiest cost-benefit calculation you'll ever make. Security researcher Troy Hunt's Have I Been Pwned service can alert you if your credentials appear in data breaches. Sign up for notifications. You want to know immediately if your information gets compromised so you can change passwords before criminals exploit them. Monitor your bank and credit card statements religiously. Enable instant fraud alerts through your banking apps. Most financial institutions detect unauthorized access within minutes, not days, if you give them permission to text you immediately. These aren't complicated cybersecurity protocols requiring technical expertise. They're basic digital hygiene habits that create multiple layers of protection against invisible threats operating all around you every single day.